Welcome student to my channel Educare Maths and Science. Today now I discuss the language of chemistry. The previous video is the continuation. This is the continuation of the language of chemistry video. Previous day I just introduced the atom, matter, what is the atomicity and others, and the compound element, other things. Now I discuss first one is the the very important thing is the element and compound. Compound, actually just write down here is a pure substance. Compound, what is actually the compound? Suppose CO2 is a compound. CO2 is a compound and carbon is the element. Very interesting, very much distinguished. Pure substance formed by atom or molecules. Different types of atom or molecules, but combined chemically. This is very important in case of compound. Compound chemically. Here is the carbon dioxide, CO2. Two elements are there involved, C and oxygen. C and carbon and oxygen, but they are combined chemically and a fixed ratio. Chemically and fixed ratio. There is no a random ratio. You cannot form a compound. Compound is a permanent formation. It's not the mixture. That is the very much different between a mixture and a compound. I just discussed here the mixture is a homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. But what is the basic difference of the compound and a mixture? Compound substance can form by mixing any ratio. Any ratio. Any ratio. You just mix sugar and solution. Sugar solution, water and sugar. Any ratio. Salt solution, that we call the solution. Or in case of air is a mixture, you know very well. So air is the different types of gases are there, but there is a different ratio. Not is a fixed ratio. But in case of compound, when a compound is formed, the certain condition is there, certain parameters are there. So pure substance, the compound. In case of the mixture, there is a pure and impure, homogeneous and heterogeneous are different, but pure substance form atoms and molecules of different element combined chemically. Suppose as a ratio NH3, ammonia. Ammonia, one atom and this is a three atom. That means 1:3 by volume. By weight, the other thing, because the atomic mass of ammonia, that is N is separately. N is nitrogen 14 and hydrogen is, this is 3. Nitrogen, this is N. Okay. So atomic mass, not atomic mass, not that. By volume, this is 1:3. By mass also, this is the fixed. Okay. In case of actually CO2, C1 and this is oxygen is 2. This 1:2, that means this is the volume. If this is the by mass, that is a separate thing. The carbon is 12, oxygen is, this is O, this is 16 into 2, 32. So 12:32 in that ratio. Okay. But one clear concept is there. Any compound, they are randomly mixed. Any ratio, that is form a mixture. So mixture is not chemically compound, chemically mix up. Mixture is formed in the random way, is not the chemically combined. But in case of compound, this is very important thing, is chemically combined. For that reason, you cannot separate oxygen from carbon dioxide by easier way. You cannot separate oxygen from carbon dioxide in the easier way, but you can separate easily oxygen from air. For that reason, because air is not chemically mixed up with the other gaseous and other thing in air, they are separately exist. They are total separately exist. There all the properties are exist in case of mixture. In case of mixture, the oxygen, the property of oxygen is separately exist in air. You can easily separate oxygen from air. I or the living beings or the other things, you can separately. But in case of oxygen, you cannot separate from the carbon dioxide because the chemically mix up. The fixed ratio. That is the basic difference. So CO2, this is this, and one thing is there, the smallest compound. The smallest compound is called, actually the smallest compound is called the molecules. Compound is not for the atom. If you just break down a compound, you just get a molecule, that we call the molecule. Compound is cannot get the atom. This is CO2. You just break down CO2, ultimately you get an molecule. So molecule of carbon dioxide. You cannot say this is the one atom of carbon dioxide. It's not. one molecule of carbon dioxide. This is a compound. There are 2 or 3 or different atoms are involved chemically. Okay, so molecules, there is element also molecule, compound also molecule, but molecules, compound, especially compound means the molecules are there. You cannot get atom from there because they're chemically combined. Here is the atom is carbon is one atom, oxygen is two atom, but they are not easily separate. They are chemically combined. But in case of air, this is the not a chemically combined. So you can separately oxygen, you can separate carbon dioxide from air. Okay. So the different of mixture and compound. Now mixture is two type actually. Homogeneous, heterogeneous. These are no problem. Homogeneous mixture means mixture is any for any ratio, but can separate seen separately in the salt solution. This is salt cannot seen. তুমি যদি কম্পোনেন্ট দ্য কম্পোনেন্ট ক্যানট সিন সেপারেটলি ইন কেস অফ হোমোজিনিয়াস মিক্সচার তুমি মনে করো এখানে একটা সল্ট সলিউশন করেছো the salt and water is there, they are এমন ভাবে মিক্স আছে, they are 100% mixture, you cannot separate salt and water molecules separate in case of homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture means compound and 100% mixture, you cannot separate the different component, so it's cannot separate. But in case of heterogeneous mixture you can separate, you can see তোমরা দেখতে পাবে সিন the mixing হয়ে আছে. In case of the muddy water, you can see muddy water is not 100% mixer, you can separate, so you can be seen separately. Okay, and are not, this is very important in case of the homogeneous, they are equally distributed each and every corner. তুমি যদি সুগার সলিউশনটাকে খুব ভালোভাবে you just mix up the sugar solution, stirring and very much mixing, then any part of this solution is same as the sweet, equally mixed up. So this is one thing, one you cannot see separately component, equally mixed, separate, distributed equally, but in case of the heterogeneous is not equally separate, or you can see the component in it. Okay, so this is very important thing. You just find out what is atom, what is element, what is atom, what is molecule, what is element, what is compound, what is mixture. This is the basic funda of the chemistry. What is element? Element only one, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, this is an element. Element you just divide, you get molecules, then you get atom. But in case of compound is actually mix about 2 or 3 different types of elements. Suppose water, H2O. Here is a compound and chemically mix up. Very important thing, these two atoms are chemically mixed. In case of water, actually hydrogen and oxygen, 2 types of elements are there and they are atom, so chemically mixed H2O. So if you just break down the hydrogen, so you get the molecules, not you get the atom. Is okay? But here is that H2O means 3 atoms are involved, 2 for hydrogen atom, 1 is oxygen. But mixture, that is an element also, they are element mixture. Compound, in case of air you just see different types of gases, the argon, the carbon dioxide, the oxygen, the water vapor, different, but they are not chemically mixed, you easily separate. But in case of compound you cannot easily separate, the its component or element is chemically separate because they are chemically mixed. So is the fixed, so is the permanent formation. Carbon dioxide is permanent formation. Okay, so and this is the mixture is 2 type, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous means equally distributed, you cannot see the components in it, and each and every corner is okay the same component. But heterogeneous is cannot equally distributed, you can see the component in it. Okay, so this for today. If you just understand, please share and subscribe the channel. So you just I just continue the valency and other thing in case of chemistry and physics also in the separate video. Okay, so thank you for today. Thank you.